everybody's been in the situation in which they've faced opposition in a group, and how you actually work through that opposition and strategically move through the process of convincing people of your point of view that can have major consequences for an organization or for some kind of outcome is a very important process. And it doesn't boil down to just making good arguments, relying on facts, making your arguments loud and strong. It has to do with all kinds of social issues like building coalitions and creating space for disenfranchised voices and allowing more and more conversation within a dynamic so that you can allow an emergent strategy of basically convincing people to your point of view. Understanding what you can agree on. What I like to do is take really two parts of what we do in organizational analysis and put them together. The first is to continue the discussion that we have going on in this school that's really built on the general leadership framework, so vision, alignment, motivation, introspection, and then specifically working through a little bit more and getting more practice with thinking in terms of the strategic alignment framework and how you really think about organizations as being embedded in their environments, and then really thinking about the components of the people, the tasks, the formal organizational structure. So these are all things that we've been over in the first module. But then taking that down another level and making the case that they actually apply for leadership teams. They also apply for small group dynamics and the emergent cultures and practices that happen in small group dynamics. And building both the analytical skills but also the practicing skills of how to be influential in groups and teams, I think is a really important part of leadership. And it's often, I think, somewhat overlooked. You to think deeply. We so often think of leadership as people in high positions, high appointed positions within organizations. I always like to say that leadership is not about the position that you're in, it's about how you act within your position. I like people to walk away from these courses with a very practical set of tools that say, 5 years from now, if you find yourself in some situation and you want to think back, what did I learn in my power and influence in groups and teams module? You can kind of go back and really refresh that and hopefully find some useful information.